Well, hello there, my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love. Welcome to your September 2019 reading. I am your reader for the moment, at least. Mark A. Lyons, Mal for short, president of Joining the Circle Productions. Professional witch, professional intuitive, and boy, do I got a lot of readings today. I'm doing Virgo later, and I've got a 2-hour Skype client today. So it's a Monday. I'm doing this on Monday. So I'm trying to get these out as quickly as I can, trying to do 2 or 3 a day. 4 a day is a good day. I'm enjoying this process immensely. So I thank you, my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, because every time someone subscribes, an angel gets their wings. Every time someone subscribes, the algorithm shifts and more people see it. So I really appreciate the likes and the comments. I have not disabled the comments section. I see that on a lot of readers' videos. It's like, no, go ahead. What you got? And I do my best to keep up, because I don't have a day job. This is my day job. This is my day job, my night job. So tuning to the Leo collective is fun. I am Leo rising. So I ask the angels, guides, and masters to please don't show me like any personal stuff for me in it, so that I'm not projecting onto the reading. I'll catch it in edits. That's great. That's why sometimes my energy gets really fast, why my words get very fast, because they put it on fast forward a little bit, so that I don't notice it. It just kind of goes by. But they've also told me for this month, considering Leo, it was a birth month, might still be where we are today. Yeah, we haven't gone into, today's the 19th. I don't know my calendar on me, but we're close. But it's Virgo season coming up, so in particular, the Virgo one should be tricky for me, because I'm Virgo, 4 planets, second house. So here we go. But they told me to slow down, to take my time with these, but let's see what happens when one of my planets is going on. Tuning to the collective, blessing the cards felt really good, and it is still your season, your summer babies, just like the Virgos, your summer babies. We close out the season at Maven Autumnal Equinox. So let's see what I can get for you. We're going to start with the Caroline Mesa archetype cards. We're going to pull you one archetype, one soul power, one part of your contract, your sacred contract. My pantheon of angels, gods, and masters. Please give us one card for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for September 2019. Please show me the archetype that they will be predominantly dealing with, the soul power that will be most rising for alchemization from shadow to light, from lead to gold, on the path of true love for September 2019. Oh, which one are you? You gave me 2. Am I allowed to do 2? Yes. Oh, the martyr and the visionary. I get the visionary part for Leo. But, anybody can have the martyr. I'll read these. I bet you're interested now. Yeah, no, I really don't pull 2 cards, but, and this is not one is you, one is the other. This is the other person, that you're dealing with, and you're on the path of true love. Remember, these are not always romantic, sexual anyway, but the visionary martyr, that's interesting. Don't worry, I'll read them. We'll get to them. Let's ask the angels for some clarity, shall we, my Leos? He said, shaking his hair. Overtone, purple for brown. My angels, please. One card for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for September 2019. We've got a martyr visionary, a visionary martyr here. Please, one card of clarity. What's going on? A clue, a tip, a hint for the path of true love. Well, support. Now, support, but support, usually spiritual support, although can manifest itself physically as well, in terms of people, places, and things which support you. So let's get all of those up. By the way, this is the Doreen Virtue Angelic Healing Oracle of Angelic Healing, something like that. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. I love this deck because it's so unique. It's just the artwork is wonderful, feminist deck, but also she's really shifted the meanings of some of the cards. So if it's a good deck if you already know the basic Pamela Coleman Smith Rider-Waite deck, because it just gives this whole other deeper intuitive level. So I love it so much. I'm being a Virgo, making sure everything is lined up. Linear while we go non-linear. My gods, please, one card for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for September 2019. Please, we've got a visionary martyr archetype here. We've got the card of support. Please, a card of clarity. Apollo in particular, god of the sun. A clue, a tip, a hint. Earthquake. Straight up earthquake too. Physical change. Physical change. So there are changes going on, but earthquakes don't last very long, but they change a whole lot. Not a little, lot, a whole lot. Austin Lewis. Okay, let's lay this one down. My masters. Now look, we've got the visionary here who might be seeing what others can't see, and they might be pulling a martyr, but the martyr in the light attribute is pretty holy, really. That as dark as the shadow side of the martyr is as bright as the light. So there's a real opportunity with spiritual support in the earthquake here, that the physical changes that are going on the path for you, there's a huge opportunity for spiritual growth here and fulfilling divine purpose kind of stuff in general, not just on the path of true love with the martyr. So please, my masters, one card in clarification for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for September 2019. A piece of clarity, please. Tenderness. A tender earthquake, if there is such a thing. Well, getting a little Erica Jong on that. The word zipless comes to mind. Look it up. Jong, J-O-N-G. Erica Jong. And Carl Jung. Jong and Jung together again. Totally sounds Vaughalian. Let's get you a whisper of love here, because these are so hopeful. They really are. I'm not being sarcastic. I know it's a little hard to tell with the Leo rising. We're never sarcastic. My pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, a whisper of love here. Forgot again. Hold on one second. The Whispers of Love. I have the box handy because I can never remember the name of it because it's a new deck. By Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall, W-A-L-L, right? Because give credit where credit is due. The angels are like, that's so nice of you. That's so ethical. Oh, live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. I signed off on that contract. My pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, one card, a whisper of love for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love. For September 2019, please. We've got a visionary martyr, a martyr visionary, with support through an earthquake, with tenderness, please. A clue, a tip, a hint, some guidance and some grace for the Leo Collective. Miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift. Wow. Okay. All right. So I don't know that you could ask for more reassurance from a reading, from a spread than that. That miracles and blessings, that everything has its gift. Let me read the two archetype cards. Now remember, I usually only pull one. Let's start with the visionary, right? Spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down. Sorry, a little Poppins vibe there. The visionary archetype in its light attribute. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. I get it. Like, I feel you. I know that feeling when you see things that others can't see and what they do as a result of you acting on that vision when they don't see it, right? Tricky shit. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Now, that doesn't mean you're not supposed to, with your crystal visions, keep your visions to yourself. Sorry, I had to go a little Stevie Nicks on that one because they played the song in my head. Yeah, there are sometimes you do keep your visions to yourself. Absolutely. My Virgo legs are crossed under the table. I'm wearing boxer briefs. It's hot out there today. Air conditioning's on in here though. So I get that for, you know, that thing of, well, maybe it's not right time yet, but that's not personal gain. That's intuition, right? The third eye chakra intuition can very much be clairvoyant, visionary. I mean, particularly with the crown and the third eye are kind of bopping back and forth, because the crown is the satellite dish like the receiver. The third eye is like the translator. It's what brings it language and image and picture. Otherwise, it's just a signal coming in, hits that third eye, and it starts metabolizing. Then you choose it, and it manifests into form down the line of chakras. So it's okay to keep it here at the throat chakra for a little bit and chew on it, soften it. That's fine. That's diplomacy. That's wisdom, right? Let me chew on this. Not that I'm going to distort it necessarily, but that I have to really make sure I've absorbed this for myself. And then lower chakras will tell you, yeah, this is the person to say this to, or now is the time, right? So it's the chakras aren't separate. They work as different aspects of the system, right? Different flavors of intuition. Now, the shadow attribute, selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Now, that's tricky, right? Now, look, I talk about tinfoil hat woo-woo land. There are things that I get that are very tinfoil hat woo-woo land. Remember, I started my spiritual path back in the 80s. So I lived through the New Age 90s, right, as it hit the East Coast. So there was all sorts of crazy, crazy stuff going on, and there were people just vomiting up, channeling stuff, channel stuff left, right, and center. And the time that we're in about what's acceptable and what's not, it's like, I get it with political correctness and the oversensitivity that's going on. The oversensitivity is part of what's supposed to be going on, but I'll tell you this, you can't be responsible for triggering somebody if they don't know that what their trigger is, right? And if you don't know what their trigger is, that what's being triggered, something that needs to come up and out to be healed. So find your balance with that visionary. And by the way, just because you have a vision doesn't mean you need to tell everybody, right? Go in, ask for guidance and grace, because this martyr card, come on, a martyred visionary, how ancient is that? How many visionaries were burnt at the stake, crucified, stoned to death? And I don't mean in the fun way, you know, persecuted. So the martyr, I get this, but we don't often think of the martyr in that sense immediately. We tend to think about people who are great big womp womps to be around, like womp womp, right? Let me read the card. The light, let me start with the shadow, because the shadow, you know, and then the light will be such contrast. I don't usually do that. Shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. Addiction to self-pity. Because, now let's look at the biochemistry of that. Now, I'm not a biochemist. I have friends who are, believe it or not. So that feeling of self-pity releases certain amino acids and hormones and chemicals into the bloodstream that dock with the cells. Go watch What the Bleep Do We Know? Oh, the wedding scene, the Polish wedding scene is totally worth the entire thing, but it really talks about the biochemistry of emotions, right? So you have an emotion, the hypothalamus in the brain, right near the third eye, I believe, then puts together all of these chemicals, shoots it through your whole system, hits every cell. So there can be a chemical dependency on that feeling of self-pity. So she's not kidding, Caroline Mace, when she says addiction to self-pity, which means you will squeeze it out of everybody around you, right? Get down off the cross, someone needs the wood. So we know those people, and if you are those people, I get it, but the key to that is not repressing it, it's loving the one who is in self-pity, the child within, the whatever that is. It's okay, you come from the higher self in that, and that's a visionary thing. Pop up to the 8th chakra, look down, and talk to that martyr inside of you, because that's what helps alchemize that love, that self-love, higher self-love to that energy within you, to that pattern within you, addicted to self-pity, comes the light attribute. Learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So this is saying you can serve you on the path of true love for this month. Yes, you can serve others, but there is a transcendent. That's why the martyr, notice, is not bound, right? It's surrounded with roses, symbol of divine love, divine goddess mother love, but transcendent in the sky, being lifted, transcendent to see above. Again, 8th chakra, right? Get up into that 8th chakra. Pray yourself into the 8th chakra. Meditate, cast, Zen underwater basket weaving, whatever works to get you there, because the spiritual support is there. The angels, the gods, the masters, which is funny. When I look at this card, I see angels, gods, and masters. It's just the way the art is done, and this is not new artwork in any way, shape, or form. I've been seeing that for decades now, that particular image. So know that the spiritual support is there. And, all right, they want me to clarify this martyr a little bit more. We're going to pull other cards, but they told me to take my time with this one, and now I get it. Some of the greatest spiritual leaders were martyrs. This is very similar in flavor to the reading I just did. Forget if it was Gemini or Cancer where they had the slave. I think it was the Cancerian one. So if you have Cancer in your chart, you might want to take a look-see-ducksy at that one. You know, we're looking at Jesus. We're looking at Moses. We're looking at Gandhi. We're looking at, you know, some of the greats. But that's why we don't want to have our visions, because is that how we're going to end up? Is that, or are we going to have to suffer, right? There's a thing about the martyr, about how you use suffering. Do you take on the suffering of others to help liberate and transform it? If you're energetically sensitive and an empath, that's what loving what rises means. You're not just clearing your own pain and suffering. If you're feeling it, you're healing it for the collective, and not just the Leo collective. All of life. That is the holographic nature of oneness, that we are I am that I am, right? It's like I am the same as every other I am that there is, and there's just one. So we are oneness consciousness, oneness awareness manifested into form. I am. So the support is there. So of course the angels, guides, and masters are invested in your healing, because you're helping to heal the collective. Why? You're the one in the body. You were chosen to play the role that you are playing. You don't remember it. No. Those who do remember it are like born awakened, and they have a really rough ride of it. Yeah, try and fit it on the playground. As a little awakened Buddha child, right? Tricky in the West, maybe in the East a little bit easier. And let's talk about the rough ride here, the earthquake. Now the thing is you transform on the inside, shit shakes out on the outside, right? They told me this a long time ago. Like I think I was even in my early 20s. They were like, every time you make even just the tiniest little shift on the inside, everything can shift on the outside. But trying to make everything shift on the outside by making a tiny shift on the inside, you've reversed cause and effect, right? It's not let me heal, let me grow, let me evolve. But this card came straight up, right? There was no tilt in it at all when I pulled the card. So that's talking about third dimensional 5-0 Pentacles, shake up, earthquake. It's a good thing. I mean, but you can play martyr or not. Is this happening to you or for you? There's your choice. There's our choice, Leo. Is this happening to us or for us? In the divine plan, larger scheme, everything's happening for us, but not the personality. For the soul to grow, to heal, to learn, to develop, to awaken, so that it can love all that rises within it. And element of fire, transform with the light that it is. I am the light I am. Good one. You might want to check out Matt Kahn's video on that. He just put one out on that a week or so ago. I am the light I am. Or maybe that was the I am one, whatever. He's great. Really, really good. Oh, tenderness. Now, isn't that just telling you that that to go through it with tenderness to yourself. Tenderness to yourself. The transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause, right? Well, in this case, if you are tender with yourself, I know it seems counter to what we've been told on the spiritual path, that we have to work hard, nose to the grindstone, clear your chakras with a wire brush and bleach every day, and reiki, schminky, eggs and bakey, everything you eat, every breath. That was necessary to get us here. The rules have changed, right? We're leveling up. You just don't take your old school books with you from elementary school into college, right? It's fine. It served. It was necessary. It's like the foundation of a building, a solid foundation. I got it. But with miracles and blessings in play, be tender, be gentle. That's how you want this to go. So you must, I would highly recommend being tender with yourself, with others, because the support is there, which means you can say, all right, my masters, my gods, my angels, whoever, give me the vision. Give me the grace. Here's how I would put it in grace. By the way, I read my book, Words of Grace. You can buy it on my website, jointhecircle.com. Just look in the store. The grace of knowledge, dearest God, Goddess, all that is, bless me. Flood my mind with the grace of knowledge, that I may be able to withstand the strength of a singular vision, a vision of truth. Grace of clarity, please grant me the grace of clarity, that I may seek and see only truth in this situation, that somehow this is all happening for me rather than to me. This big change that I'm going through, shaking things up. And remember, it's only a 5. It's not the Tower card. Doesn't mean the Tower card can't come out. I am going to pull more cards here and go deeper. But it certainly has been said, and I agree, that the Five of Pentacles is sort of like the minor arcana version of the Tower. So with miracles and blessings, if you can see it, that somehow this is a miracle. I don't have to like what's going on. That doesn't mean I have to martyr about it. I can just go, I don't know what this is, and it sucks. But okay, somehow this is happening for me. I'm going to ask for clarity of vision, that there are miracles and blessings in this somehow. Not just because the card said so, not just because Mark said so, but because supposedly that's the team. Supposedly that's what we're going through on the planet right now and always have been, that this has been a schoolroom / playground. I think it's a schoolroom that we get, recess and vacation, we get to go play, and then but then sometimes on vacation you're back in the schoolroom, right? That there's an opportunity for you here to fulfill some stuff and do some healing and move forward on the path. They're telling me to grab an angel card here for this Five of Pentacles earthquake. I would say it's in the center of my vision, but in the center of the line of the information here. So the martyr visionary, the visionary martyr, because how you say it changes it, right? So are you a visionary that martyrs, or are you a martyr that has visions, right? If you look at them in terms of verbs. So my angels, we've got this martyr visionary or visionary martyr, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in the collective on the path of true love, with support in tenderness, with miracles and blessings. But there's this earthquake here. Please, my angels, an overview, a clarity, a clue, a tip, a hint. What is this earthquake about? It's an earthquake of blessings. Miracles and blessings. Now, this is the thing. The physical part of it is then triggered by or set into motion by blessings that might have already taken place, and that the earthquake itself is a blessing. So it's both cause and effect. That what set it into motion, I'm feeling this really clear, your light, your blessings, your energy field, your soul, whatever spiritual work you've been doing has been a blessing on you and a blessing on all. That means that the Five of Pentacles return on this. In other words, what you're seeing in physical form is a result of that blessings, not necessarily the result of your actions and your thoughts and your choices. Really, even law of attraction has changed so drastically for so many people that, the training wheels are off, that there is a higher responsibility through conduct, but through are you doing what you came into this life to do? And boy, Path of True Love will rub your nose in that until you do. Just saying. And by the way, you signed up for the path before you came in. I tried to break my contract. They won't let me. They're like, no. So let's pull a master card here. I have to stop saying that. I do not want to get sued by a credit card company for copyright infringement. Thank you very much. What do I want? I want to be in clarity and honor. My masters, please, one card, please, to clarify this Five of Pentacles earthquake with blessings. Please, a clue, a tip, a hint. Right there, I feel you. Self-consciousness, that you're a little like, well, wait a minute. I guess that's why they brought in that piece about law of attraction. It's like, well, what did I think the wrong thought? Am I out of the vortex? Oh my God, am I out of alignment? Oh my God. And then now Leos, Leo rising, I'm allowed to say this, right? There is a piece of us that is self-conscious, right? With Lyons. Meow. Wow. Put your paws up, baby. That the self-consciousness, that as this is shaking out, if you're not aware of the blessings, you could be a little self-conscious of like, oh my God, am I okay? Am I okay? Which, let's call it what it is, fear, insecurity. But even they're saying more than that, uncertainty. Make friends with uncertainty. I know it's the hardest thing in the world. But if you think of that as that scared little child inside of you, they're just like, I don't know what's going to happen. It's like, honey, nobody really does. It's okay to feel that way. Let that shake out within you. Let that be part of that earthquake of what's being blessed and transformed. Bless the child inside that is uncertain, because your role as the soul, as the higher self, is to calm that child, not change what it's feeling, but love it, support it, and say, it's okay, honey, I'm your guardian. You shake. I'm here. I love you. I can take this. Not my first lifetime. I choose you. I want to be with you through this. I want to love you through this. Isn't that what you want a partner to say to you? Don't worry, honey, I got you. I'm not abandoning you through this. I will not abuse you through this. You do what you got to do. I love you. Go. I love you. I love you. I love you. Here's what I've been saying to that child. Welcome home. You're welcome here. You are welcome, anxiety. Although I don't get anxiety that much because it doesn't tend to build that much unless I'm in a crowd full of people and there's anxiety. And then at least I know, okay, that's not me, but it's okay, right? Everything that you are feeling, you are healing, whether you are aware of it or not. But a lot of times what we do is we feel it, we release it, and then we suck it right back in and identify with it. We are not our emotions. We are not our thoughts. We are not our desires. They pass through us. They pass through the body, and some of it are in the genetic patterning going back thousands of years. Ancestral curses are ancestral patterns, more psychological than curses, gotta say. What else you want me to touch on here? You want me to clarify that martyr vision? Visionary, let's do that. So what's going on here? My gods, please, one tarot card for this martyr, visionary martyr. What is this about? What is triggering this? What is bringing this to the fore? What is bringing this up from the collective unconscious within this person's archetypal chart and soul contract? Please, a clue, a tip, a hint, my gods, and an overview. No, I'll do it again, that's fine. That one. Oh, the wise one. So, okay, you're in hermit mode. You are in hermit mode. That makes sense. Well, you know, visions, I can get visions pretty much anywhere. It kind of sucks at Stop and Shop when you see, you know, somebody's cheating on their partner. It happens. So I smile and wear sunglasses. But particularly that martyr thing that it's just me, all alone. I have to do this all alone. Well, I'm raising my hand because, oh my God, does that energy pass through me? I won't say daily, but at least once a week. I am the president of Jarring the Circle Productions. I am also its only employee, right? This is all me doing this. Eventually, as we get bigger and bigger and bigger, I'll be glad to hire people. I want to be able to pay health insurance for them. That's my vision of it. So I can really relate to this, the vision of Jarring the Circle Productions. Granted, not necessarily a true love thing. Well, in a way, it's my son. I call the company my son, my 21-year-old son, right? So there is a relationship there, but it is a lot of work, a lot of internal work. Muggles work from sun to sun, witches' work is never done. Sorry, because if you're really, and I'm not saying if you don't do this, you're not on your path. You're on your path. You can't be off your path. But as a professional witch, I should amend that. Professional Muggles work from sun to sun, but professional witches' work is never done. That even the internal, right? Even when you sleep, that there's always, the path never stops. The path doesn't sleep. So I get that exhaustion, but doesn't that make sense? That tenderness right now, doesn't that make sense? That there are certain doors we can only go through by ourselves, because that's how the individual personal content gets moved, so that the collective content connected to it can be cleared and healed for the well-being of all. I know, it sucks. You don't gotta like it. Isn't that nice? You don't have to fake your way through it. Be honest with how you're feeling. Just don't put it on social media. Don't pour me everybody around you. Don't vampire people playing the martyr. As a matter of fact, you might want to check out, because they're bringing it to mind, The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, the 4 control dramas, right? You have a intimidator, interrogator, aloof, and poor me. That last one, that any of those unconscious control dramas we unconsciously snap into when we're not as in alignment with source. That's why you can tell if you're not feeling well, if you're not relaxed, you're not as in as alignment as you can be. But being too strict with yourself doesn't help either. Just kind of be like, it's okay, honey, we're not in alignment. No one's in alignment all the time. I love you. It's all right. What can I do? How can I serve you? You're welcome. You are welcome here. Because the great thing is then you don't have to be dependent upon anybody else for your own path and your own service right now, my martyr, visionary martyr. All right, this tenderness. I want an angel card for this card of tenderness. My angels, please, an indication, a clue, a tip, a hint for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love. Shine some light, please, on this card of tenderness, what that means. Retreat. Retreat, my martyr, visionary hermit. Retreat, run away, retreat, retreat, retreat. That it's a tender retreat while things shake out. And so, well, this really feels like going on outside of you, but it's because the blessings are working inside of you. Let's add a tarot to that. My gods, please clarify this tender retreat for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. on the path of true love for September 2019, for example? Are they retreating solitary, which is what it looks like, or are they retreating with somebody? What's going on here? A clue, a tip, a hint. No, the lovers. Okay, the decision to be made about love. So there is somebody else involved in this, but you know, the lovers, not always immediately romantic, sexual. I'm going to pull another Whisper of Love card to clear that up, perhaps. They're telling me to clear a little bit more while I have the tarot in my hand for that card of support, but the Lover's card, no matter what you hear, is always about a decision between the head and the heart. And how often are the head and the heart, the masculine and the feminine energies within us, in total agreement? Carolyn Mace, Anatomy of the Spirit, best book ever for this. What happens when the head says no and the heart says yes, right? Cookies. Well, we just can't do that. It's just calories, carbs. Blah, 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 blah. Give me cookie. I really want that cookie. Why can't I have that cookie? The throat has to choose, right? So that is about bringing the masculine and feminine into harmony and balance so that a clear, wise, loving decision can be made. So a wise decision, go with the head. What would you consider head? Could be very closed-hearted and cold. The heart decision, right, without this can be crazy, right? The deadly sin of the heart chakra is wrath, right? So really, in a sense, like Libra, a balance, you know. They always say that Lover's card is Gemini, and I get that, but in this case, this is a retreat to really make a decision to balance your head and heart, and it's done by tenderness. Even if you're retreating with another person in this, to maybe have that heart-to-heart, mind-to-mind, soul-to-soul communication, that it's necessary to retreat. Oh, and it's right in this card too. I didn't even realize it. Look, the two sort of in a little alcove there, in that tender moment, embracing each other. Oh, they're touching each other's face. They're going, oh. Aww. Best thing for a Leo, right? Pet me. Meow. I purr. I literally, some men have been able to get me to purr. Not everybody. Gotta know where my spots is. Like some cats, touch them on the head. Others, they rip your hand off. I'm not all access. On the top. Okay, my gods, please, Apollo in particular, please give us a clue, a tip, a hint about the support here, this support, because support means so much. Can you give us some clarity for this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for September 2019? Phoenix, the Death card. Oh, all of your clarifier major arcana in the tarot. That Five of Pentacles is the only one that's not. Now, I'm just going to leave that straight up, but that really, really does connect with the Five of Pentacles, that you have support through transformation, that everything you need. Oh, they're showing me, like, I don't want to say emergency room staff. Well, with the Five of Pentacles earthquake, it might feel that way, right? So it's like blood pressure, blah, 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 like they're monitoring you. They're on it. They are on it. That you have the support. And don't be surprised if that also means, while you are in hermit mode, that people who ordinarily would be there for you can't get to you, even if they really, really, really want to. It's not a Mercury retrograde thing. It's that you're supposed to go through this, not alone, but within. Even if someone is there with you, you're looking at an alchemization of the martyr and the visionary from shadow to light that only you can do. But if the other here is somebody who is a healer, a listener, a compassionate companion, then absolutely the support could mean that too. But my dear, you are going through the crucible of alchemy. The Phoenix, particularly when it's straight up, can mean very much that you are between the cycle of death and rebirth, because it is a cycle. But oftentimes, considering the cards around it, it can tell you where you are. Well, I think you may be going through the worst of it this month in terms of the external, but that means that a lot of the internal is already underway. Like the cake is already baking. It may just not be ready to come out of the oven just yet. Remember, cookie dough don't like the oven until it's a cookie. That's a Matt Kahn thing. I just paraphrased, as I do. Not a big quoter, but I can paraphrase. I can translate meaning in my own words. Fatherfucker. Don't mind me just being naughty. All right, what else we want here? You want me to balance this out? Okay, with a love pack. My masters, please. Oh, yeah, since you're indicated in the card with the angels and the gods, why not? Please, one card in clarity for the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising signs on the path of true love for September 2019. Please clarify this Phoenix Death card transformation with the support. Healing. Baby, it's going to be fine. I mean that. It's going to be fine. Yeah, you may have to walk it alone a little bit for this, but again, I see her with this line of tenderness that it's a retreat with somebody, and that can mean counseling, therapy, all sorts of things that no one else fucking needs to know about, Leos. That self-consciousness, nobody needs to know about that. This can totally be your private thing that you're going through, but if it is, you know, you're getting over some self-consciousness, but no, the blessings are moving through you as you do. Yes, there is a big decision aligning your head and heart here, but ultimately you have the support of, I'll say, the hosts of heaven. That's a lot. The gods, the angels, and the masters are supporting you and helping you heal through this, right? Even in the picture, look, it's like the one guy's walking with a broken heart, but he's that woman, that lady, he's got an arm around him, sort of guiding him through. You're not alone on this. You're going to be okay. You have the help you need. But if you're martyring, it's hard to see, it's hard to feel, it's hard to know. Know that your suffering is for a larger purpose, and that ultimately you don't remember signing up for it, but you signed up for it. But maybe as a visionary, you can say, could I have a peek at my contract relevant to what's going on in my life? And then sit back and watch what happens. And sometimes that stuff comes in the outside too. I mean, life is tarot. Yeah, do this for a couple of months, see how life is tarot. I wonder if all of the readers on YouTube are getting that. Every song on the radio. All right. One last card. And we'll put that under here. We'll put that under that Hermit. My angels, gods, and masters, my pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, a whisper of love for overall here, for this visionary martyr. A clue, a tip, a hint for the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for September 2019. Speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. That really goes in with that talking to that, the part that is in the crucible. Talk to what's being, it's self-speak. I mean, it's not talking to yourself. That has such a negative connotation, right? That's like indicative of mental illness and schizophrenia. This is not that. Speaking the language of love to yourself, to that child, come from that place of the higher self. Be the sun, S-U-N, that your sign is indicative of. Call upon the gods. Give me the words to say to this wound inside of me, to this martyr inside of me, to this visionary, as it's going through the fires of transformation. They're saying they're the fires of transformation, not the fires of perdition. You're not being punished. You haven't done anything wrong. You're fulfilling your contract. This is alchemy. This is transformation. And this is what the path of true love is about. The path of true love, I'm going to steal from Caroline Mace a little bit, but kind of reframe it. Thing down, slip it and reverse it. The path of true love is not the love boat. It's not a pleasure cruise. It's the Poseidon adventure. Google it, millennials. Shelley Winters, Bette Midler flashback. Now I want a bar stool. Unfortunately, I don't have one here. I would never stop doing that impersonation. Get very little done. There's some good stuff here for you. So we're going to end this with a blessing, but I want to say that I get it. And if I am in this, which I will catch in edits, I've asked them to put the pause on my own recognition of what's going on here. A little hint here and there, maybe, intellectually. But I get this. And the transformation is necessary, and it's always worth it. And do keep in mind, out of the 4 major arcana cards you got in this spread, of the tarot cards, 3 are major arcana. With the 5 of Pentacles as your 1 minor, we're talking about physical shift and change here, but it is a blessing. Just ease up on, be tender with that self-consciousness as you make the decisions, right? So overall here, rough patch on the path of true love, but necessary, a blessing. And how you speak to yourself and others. Now look, here's this throat chakra thing, since we're talking about choices and decisions, life-changing. Major Arcana is life-changing decision. There's a difference between a choice and a decision. A choice has consequence. Latte. Same as a cappuccino in terms of ingredients. Essentially, it's going to have the same effect. Level of choice, level of consequence. A decision is life-changing. It's crossroads. It's a kate. You're changing your life. Yes, you can always decide again later. We do that a lot. It's like, well, I made that decision, but this isn't what I was sold, and now I'm deciding to either go back or a different direction. That's fine. The path does that. Sometimes the fastest way there is a roundabout. It's weird. That's the paradox of the gods for you right there. But with miracles and blessings, there's a huge gift here for you. So take your retreat, be tender. And now let's do a little blessing for you all. Oh, it's not going to be so little. Okay. My angels, gods, and masters, I volunteer myself as a channel of grace, of guidance, of blessings, of love, of wisdom, and power. As I now ask for you to join with me, Apollo in particular, in the blessing of the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love. May the victim martyr and the visionary martyr and the martyr visionary be blessed in the collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. The path of true love, my Leos. That they may experience the support through this transformation and healing. That as they walk the path alone, as they hermit for a bit, take some time out, go within, seek the light within. We are the light we are. That they are able to speak the language of love to themselves and others. That as this earthquake of blessing shakes out, that they become aware of their self-consciousness and are able to balance that, to bless that as well, that it is that child shaking as well, so unsure if it's doing the right thing, and what adventure, what path, what hero's journey is without that ingredient consistently scattered throughout necessary. That we can love that child, that we can speak loving words. It's okay to be self-conscious. You're doing good. I love you, I love you, I love you. Because that tender retreat to make the decision is worth it, to balance and bring the head and the heart into congruence through decisions and choices that are loving, wise, and powerful, bit by bit, tender, 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 no need to rush, no need to push, no need for harshness here, tenderness, kindness to the self, and the loving words we speak to ourselves and others. And that the miracle and blessings be revealed to them bit by bit as we're all ready to receive and experience the miracles that are already in play. For these miracles are already in play now at the time of this reading, let alone for the month of September. So I ask you, please bless the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for September 2019, that they may receive all that they need, known and unknown, internal and externally, that they may grow, heal, learn, become the best that they can be, and fulfill their role in the divine plan by walking the path of true love with grace and with guidance for the well-being of all. And may all beings be blessed with that as well. For we are one. And may every step on the path, may every bit healed be a blessing to all of life. Thank you, my angels, my gods, my masters. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. So mote it be. Thank you so much, Leos. Such an honor to do this reading. And in the edits, I'll see what's mine, and I won't comment on it because I'm a Virgo with my legs crossed under the table. But I do wish you the very best of the month, and please reach out for a reading. All of my info is in the description box below. I'm easy to get in touch with. Now clients are adding me on Facebook, which is kind of fun. They're adding me as a friend on Facebook, not just going to the Drawing the Circle Facebook page, which is fine, because then I can do readings on Facebook Messenger if you're on Facebook. If you're not, I've got Skype, I've got a telephone, I've got a landline. Yeah, so reach out, and please like and subscribe. Comment as you will. I will try and respond to every comment as I can as I go. Cool. So blessed be my Leo brothers, sisters, my feline clan. Put your claws up. I love you all so much. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, meow, and blessed, blessed, blessed be.